Redskins. Good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall here with John Madden. And John, the Redskins are, of course, disappointed with their 2-7 record, but they have a new complexion now with a new quarterback, Gus Frerotte.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how everyone is with Gus Frerotte? We talked to Coach Norv Turner yesterday, and he gets all excited about this guy who's a rookie 7th-round draft choice. Jim Lachey, the offensive line, they love this guy. The running backs, Henry Ellard, the wide receiver, and here's a guy who's just been in this league for about 6 months, and he has really taken this team over and this city over. And I think what he has to do, he has to have some success early today and, start off good, keep his confidence, not have any turnovers, because he can get some things against this 49er defense.
And the 49ers say almost to a man that they're not thinking about next week against Dallas, but in some ways they have to be.
Yeah, I think so. Probably the thing that helps them not think about the Cowboys is the fact they're coming off a bye week. So they've had a couple weeks to get ready for this stretch run. I think they're thinking of this kind in 2 games. That today they want to look good. Steve Young wants to be sharp. He wants to get the ball to Jerry Rice, have good offense. They want to tackle well, do all those things so that they're sharp and they're ready to go and take those things in the next week's game against the Cowboys.
Coming up, it's the 49ers and Redskins from RFK Stadium. John and I will be back for the opening kickoff when Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local station.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
This is your wallet. This is your wallet with Paris Glendenning as governor. Chuck Robb is smearing Ollie North about Social Security. The facts: Ollie North will protect Social Security. His own mother receives Social Security. And Chuck Robb voted to raise taxes on Social Security benefits. Robb even supports means testing. Under Robb's plan, fail the government means test and you could lose some Social Security benefits. Desperate politician Chuck Robb, trying to save his job with a last-minute smear. Virginia needs a change.
Wind. Use it wisely, and you can go farther. Smoother. Faster. Faster. Faster.
It seems only natural in an area with everything from crabs to lacrosse to Congress that people would also have the advantages of living in a major financial center. And they do, because Nations Bank now covers the Mid-Atlantic like no other bank. So Can-Do Oil can have the widest range of commercial services. The Moores can have their finances at their fingertips. And everyone can have all the financial power they need just down the street or across the bay at Nations Bank.
71 degrees to wind south at 5 to 22 miles an hour. Forecast 30% chance of rain, but there is a threat of high winds and perhaps a thunderstorm later on, maybe by the 4th quarter. 49ers have won the toss. They'll receive. Chip Lohmiller will kick it off in the direction of Dexter Carter and Derek Lavelle. Carter. Coverage is excellent. Steve Young will lead this 49er offense, the league leader. In front of him, and this is the best looking offensive line he's had in a while, Harris Barton is back. Derek Deese is the right guard. Bart Oates, Sapolo. Those people will handle the ball: Waters, Floyd, Rice, Taylor, and Brent Jones. A lot of weapons in front of Steve Young. Ricky Waters behind the line of scrimmage by Sterling Palmer and Ken Harvey, who's having a great year. The Redskin defense up front: Dexter Nottage, Bobby Wilson, Tim Johnson, and Sterling Palmer, who just made that stop. Andre Collins, Tyrone Stowe, and Ken Harvey, the linebackers. In the secondary, the veteran Darrell Green, Darrell Morrison, Martin Bailey, the safety, Tom Carter, the other cornerback. 2nd and 11 at the 14. Young to throw it. Rice.
Well, that'll kind of quiet the crowd down, won't it? Just know it's just a matter of time. They're going to get the ball out to Jerry Rice. I mean, he can get open any way there is. I mean, here he just runs a little inner hook, comes under control, catches the ball. And one thing the Redskins say that they want to do is they know that these 49er receivers are going to catch passes, but they want to tackle them right there when they do. That time, they had 3 tacklers right around Rice.
Jerry Rice on that completion got a first down. Young will throw it again. Rice. Incomplete. No flag. Rice, with that reception on the previous play, has caught a pass in 136 straight games now.
And Steve Young was trying to force that one there. That was a misread or something, because Jerry Rice was a deep guy, and I know that he's one of the greatest. He may be the greatest receiver that ever played the game, but it's still tough to throw to a guy when he's double covered. And that was good double coverage on Jerry Rice.
Excellent. Excellent. Darrell Green comes with Rice. Wide right. Ricky Waters. Another 49er first down. There are so many ways they can hit you.
Yeah, this is a new way for the 49ers, kind of just blocking man and getting a lead draw in there. You're going to see William Floyd give him a lead. He's going to be the lead guy. Of course, Ricky Waters is the carry guy. See, they start the double. There's a lead. It's a little draw there. See Floyd get that block there? He just takes that linebacker down. I'll tell you, Ricky Waters is gaining a lot more yards with William Floyd as his fullback now. With blocks
Floyd,
like that.
240 pounds, and he can run and block, obviously. Here's Young back to throw it again. Underneath to Ricky Waters. Stopped by Darrell Morrison.
This is what the 49ers do so well. They just move the ball around. I mean, they mix up pass, they mix up run, and then, it's not all one guy. You just have to cover everyone. It's like Darrell Green was saying yesterday. He said, these 49ers, he said, other than the center, 2 guards and 2 tackles, he said they have everyone running out for a pass, and they throw it to all those guys.
And they're all crossing.
Yeah.
Nate Singleton and Ed McCaffrey. Split wide this way to the left. Dexter Carter was the man in motion. William Floyd gets the carry, and he's not going much of anywhere. Ken Harvey out there to knock him out of bounds.
Hey, Floyd is one of those fiery guys too. I mean, he's a rookie, but he brings some toughness to this offense, and I think once in a while the 49er offense tends to get a little too finessey, and you need some toughness. Remember, for years they had Tom Rathman back there. And here's a guy who's a tough guy, is Steve Walsh. You see that thing he's wearing on his helmet there? He's had some concussion problems, so he's wearing that shell that is rubber on the outside and foam on the inside. Wears that shell over his helmet.
That may be another new word, finesse.
Finesse.
I like it.
Yeah, they'll get finesse on you.
Young throws. Ricky Waters. Could be gone. Martin Bayless finally got him down, but that's the one thing the Redskins said they had to do. Tackle after the catch.
Yeah, they know that they're going to catch a ball. They know that guys are going to get open. And you watch Ricky Waters, he just comes in motion here, so they have 3 guys out there. Then he runs a post pattern from the backfield to the motion to a slot, and then catches the ball, makes guys miss, and then gains another 20 yards.
1st and 10 49ers from the 18. Jerry Rice, split wide left. Singleton is the other wide receiver. John Taylor resting. Rice. A little bit high, but the coverage was good by Darrell Green.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. He had his one-on-one there. And here, this one just gets away from him a little. You watch, it's just going to go right through Jerry Rice's hands. The coverage was pretty good. You see the ball goes up. I think maybe he even deflected that ball a little, or got in Jerry Rice's eyes.
Just got a hand on it.
Yeah, because that ball went right through Jerry Rice.
2nd and 10.
That's why Darrell Green is also one of the best players in this league over all those years.
Waters. inside the 15, 13. Harvey and Bayless on the tackle. There's Norv Turner.
Norv Turner is obviously he's the head coach, but he's also, the offensive guy. And I'll tell you, there's nothing that frustrates offensive guys more than long drives by the other team's offense.
You can't score many points with your offense when they've got the ball.
No, and you just get frustrated. You stand there, come on, let me in, give me the ball, let me have the ball, and the other guy's got it.
3rd and 6, 3 wide receivers. Brent Jones in motion. That collision, that kind of collision, will knock the ball loose from a lot of people. Martin Bayless applied the hit to Jerry Rice.
That'll knock a lot of stuff loose. You watch here. This is Steve Young's fault. I mean, Steve Young not only has to see Jerry Rice, but he has to see Bayless there. And you can't lead your receiver into a hit like that. I mean, a reception is one thing, but you lead a guy in here, and it's not even a first down. I mean, this is pretty good coverage there, a big hit there, and it's not worth it. That play and that throw by Steve Young was not worth the result. That wasn't worth the risk.
Jerry Rice stayed down momentarily, but he's up and trotted off under his own power.
Now, if the quarterback throws it in there, the wide receiver has to go for it, so the quarterback shouldn't throw it in there.
So Doug Bryan will try to put the 49ers on the board from 32 yards away. High enough, long enough, and good enough. And the 49ers break early. They lead 3-0.
To us, quality isn't everything, it's the only thing. When J.D. Power and Associates ranked Cadillac the best overall car line for vehicle dependability at 5 years of ownership, we believe that said a lot about our commitment to our customers for the long run. It's an honor everyone here can share because all of our workforce was part of making it happen. I'm as proud of our teamwork as I am of the award, and so is my company, Cadillac.
100% cotton, wrinkle-free Dockers. Pants so soft, they shrug off wrinkles.
Hey, let's see why Ace is the place in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Values, John, plain and simple.
Like a 10-cup Mr. Coffee drip coffee maker for $15.96 and 70-bulb Christmas light sets just $2.47.
Ace is America's place for better value.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard. By the NASDAQ stock market, the stock market for the next 100 years. By Taco Bell, featuring the fully loaded 7-layer burrito. And by Levi, 100% cotton wrinkle-free Dockers pants so soft they shrug off wrinkles.
Back at RFK Stadium at the moment under blue skies. And the Redskins have to be a little bit proud of the fact that they only allowed 3 points out of that very impressive drive by the 49ers. Jerry Rice still over on the bench after that hit by Bayless. But both are smiling. So that must be okay.
Yeah, that's a good news because they ran a play pass away from him. They thought they'd get one-on-one, and they got double coverage.
Brian Mitchell. Still on his feet. Not anymore. Kevin Mitchell took him down for the Redskins, led by Gus Frerotte. His 3rd NFL start. The numbers don't look that good, but he's been impressive. Lachey, Brown, Giesick, McKenzie, and Simmons in front of Gus Frerotte. The runners and ball handlers that he'll have back there with him: Ricky Irvin, Cedric Smith, the fullback, Henry Ellard having a great year, Desmond Howard, and Ethan Horton. 3 wide receivers. Jenkins in motion, reverse to Titus Wyman. Well executed, but not much doing. Flag on the play.
As you said, they started with 3 wide receivers. The 3rd wide receiver was Titus Winans. He ran the reverse, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty against the 49ers. Winans picked up about 5, and then he was hit out of bounds.
Hit out of bounds, number 36. 15 yards, first down.
Called against Merton Hanks. See if we can see it. That's Deion Sanders on Desmond Howard.
Yeah, and here's the end of the play. See, right there, he's out of bounds. Now the play should be over. And I don't know, Hanks didn't do anything.
He certainly didn't.
That had to be against Lee Woodall. Number 54 had him. After he got out of bounds, he threw him to the ground. But they said number 36, Merton Hanks, and Hanks was just standing there watching.
67.
Certainly it was not Merton Hanks. First down, Redskins in 49er territory. Gus Farrat. Incomplete, intended for Ellard. Let's look at the 49er defense now. Led by the 2 men in the middle of the 4-man front. Dana Stubblefield and Brian Young, those 2 men. Dennis Brown and Ricky Jackson on the outside. The linebackers Norton Plummer and Lee Woodall, the rookie. Good secondary, Sanders and Eric Davis. The corners, Hanks and McDonald, the safety. 2nd and 10. Irvin. 4, maybe 5. Eric Davis for the stop.
Yeah, one of the interesting things with this 49er defense, they don't flip-flop Deion Sanders a lot, but on that play they did flip-flop him. They brought him over here to the left side to play against Henry Ellard. You see, it was just a run here, but he's out here on this side. They're just going to run to the inside here. You see everyone stacked inside. That's where they ran, but he was one-on-one, and that's what they allow. When Deion can cover man-to-man, they can stack inside.
Passing down. Rock gets away from the rush. Incomplete. Ricky Irvins was the intended receiver. 49ers had a blitz going. Roby is in for the Redskins.
It looks like Jerry Rice is okay, because you can see when they smile, the quarterback comes up to him and is happy that he's there. And the key thing is he's putting on his helmet, though.
And ready to go back. That would indicate Reggie Roby, one of the best for a long time.
He's the only guy that punts with a watch on, too, isn't he?
As far as I know of. That's a good one. Hustling down to take it down was A.J. Johnson inside the 5. Nothing wrong with that. No penalty. 3-0 49ers.
An ordinary beer can, barely alive.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild it. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic can. Coors Light will be that can. Better than it was before. Taller, thinner, silver.
Next on the Coors Light channel.
Over the years, some pretty hungry folks have stopped by my place.
The Mega Meal from KFC is back.
That's like Mega Meal.
Your choice of chicken, a ton of side dishes, even a whole pie, all just $14.99. And this week, get a Tasma.
Oh, handsome little devil.
Just $1.99 with every Mega Meal. Collect all 4. The Mega Meal from KFC. Enough food to feed your whole family. Or one Tasmanian devil.
He has no clients, no conferences, no appointments, no schedules. For contemporary man, that kind of freedom is found in a different form. El Dorado. With the North Star System by Cadillac.
Nobody blackmails Amanda.
We had a deal.
But Michael's giving it his best shot.
You conniving son of a...
A brand new Melrose Place, Monday.
RFK Stadium in Washington. Pat Summerall with John Madden. 3-0 San Francisco. Jerry Rice is back in the lineup. The 49ers pinned deep in their own territory.
Carter leaves, and he's not going to return. Then, even though he's on the coverage team, A.J. Johnson can go and catch that punt.
This is Floyd, who barrels over one Redskin. I believe it was Ken Harvey.
You know, he has a nickname that he loves. It's Bar None. And when he was drafted by the 49ers in the first round, his agent said, this guy's the best fullback in the draft, bar none. So when he came to the 49ers training camp, they nicknamed him Bar None. He likes it. He even signs his autographs at Bar None. William Floyd.
His agent might be right. Here's Young to throw it. Chased by the Redskins, gets it to Ricky Waters. Out of bounds. Flag on the play.
You know, we were talking to Ricky Waters and to Steve Young yesterday. You always talk to the running back about the running game, and Steve Young says, you know, that Ricky Waters is a great pass receiver. And he must have had that on his mind yesterday to throw to Ricky Waters, because he's been doing that in this first quarter.
You know, George Seifert almost said that too when he was talking about Ricky Waters. He said he's a great, and then he changed and said a very good pass receiver coming out of the backfield.
Holding on the left cornerback of the defense. That penalty is declined.
Jerry Austin.
The result of the play, first down.
Jerry Austin is the referee.
I think when you have a guy like Jerry Rice as a receiver, it's hard to say that anyone else is great, and the holding has to be right there. You see, again, he can play the run. You know, he can play the run block. He can hit within 5 yards, but you can't grab him by the jersey, I guess.
That was John Taylor he grabbed. 1st and 10. At the 15 as the 49ers got a little room. This is Floyd. Cut down by Gouveia. He doesn't like being cut down by Gouveia.
I don't think he likes what Gouveia said after he cut him down. You know, that's one thing that Kurt Gouveia can do. He can read a play, and then when he gets there, he can tackle. Kurt Gouveia is one of those guys who's undersized, but he's a good football player. Here's a counter. Floyd is going to be in the open field with him. Gouveia just comes under control and just wraps him up. And see right there, he says something to him when he's down, and he grabs him. That kind of excited old Bar None.
Second and 14. Young. Incomplete. Intended for Rice. That was low enough so Rice was not going to get hit.
And that's probably what, you know, Steve Young thought about, because he knew that one down towards the goal line, he led Jerry Rice right into Martin Bayless, and he probably told him, I may throw you that slant because that's a big part of our pass offense, but I'm not going to stand you up and lead you in there anymore.
3 wide receivers. A chant of defense starts to swell through the crowd at RFK. Young out of the pocket for Nate Singleton, another member of the 49er arsenal, and he's very good.
You know, they have so many guys that you watch. Here's going to be Singleton right here. You got Rice out there, Rice outside. Everyone's saying, watch out for Rice, watch out for Rice. You see how they all kind of come off. Singleton comes just over the top of Rice, and it looks like he just threw it over Rice's head to Nate Singleton. But, you know, that's one thing about Rice. Not only is he going to catch the ball, he'll also block for you. But when you run him out, a whole bunch of guys are going to go to Jerry Rice and let some other guys get some footballs, too.
On first down, it's Waters. Hit immediately by Tim Johnson and knocked backwards.
You know, that whole thing on that pass to Singleton was pass protection. I mean, this offensive line, we'll watch him here on this blocking, but they really did give Steve Young a lot of time. There's that draw play that they got a big play earlier on, and that time Tim Johnson, he said, I've already seen that one once. You can do it once, but you're not going to get that same play in there twice.
Second down. Young back to throw it. Wheels it to his fullback, Floyd, this time. A little bit shy of the first down. Wrapped up by Tyrone Stowe and Andre Collins.
Yeah, that's one of the things. There's Jim Lachey, the offensive lineman, John Giesick there thinking, again, that frustration of playing the 49ers in that if you go in there 1, 2, 3 and then have to go sit in the bench and just watch them, you get frustrated because you want the ball back. You want to get out there and play. It's good to see Harris Barton back playing, talking about playing.
He's had the bad elbow, the bad tricep, of course. Stopped short of the first down by Kurt Govea and Shane Collins.
We're talking about Kurt Govea just being a good football player. Yeah, you look at him, he's not a big linebacker. If you get on him, you can block him. But he's very hard to get to. And if he gets to your guy, he's usually a sure tackler.
They've always said not big enough, not fast enough. But he makes the plays.
And you always think that he's not going to make the team and then he's not going to start. And number 54 seems to be out there most of the time when the Redskins play defense.
Klaus Wilmsmeyer back to punt. Just got it off. It's a good kick. Soars into the end zone and they will bring it back. The Redskins will start from their own 20.
When you can trust something and know it'll come through for you, that's everything. One of the things we focused on with the new DeVille Concours was making it reliable. We designed the North Star system so that if it ever lost all of its engine coolant, you'd still be able to drive a DeVille Concours up to 50 miles to safety, even in desert heat. You may never need it, but it'll be there for you. There's a car company that cares enough to give you this kind of dependability. That's my company, Cadillac.
Still dialing 0 to call people collect?
Hello?
Stop! It's expensive. What to do? Dial 1-800-COLLECT. As seen on TV, dialing 1-800-COLLECT instead of 0 saves the people you call up to 44%.
Hello?
Hi, honey. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT. Follow the simple instructions and your call will go through in seconds.
Hi, Grandma.
Calling home, save yourself money.
What a deal!
Kids love it.
It's so easy.
1-800-COLLECT. Dial it today.
Shake it, no dandruff. You've got Selsun Power. Brush it, no flakes. You've got Selsun Power with Selsun Blue. Doctors recommend it #1 over all leading brands. Dandruff problem? No way. You've got Selsun Power.
Some burger joints got a meal cost $2.99. Who cares if I'm not going to like eating it? But if you make it taste good, like a Whopper, throw in some fries and a drink, I'll gladly pay you $2.99. I'd even go as high as $3.02.
Burger King. Get your burger's worth.
Joe Pesci and Academy Award winner Marissa Tomei.
You stick out like a sore thumb around here.
Oh, yeah, you blend.
In My Cousin Vinny, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central.
Back at RFK Stadium in Washington. The 49ers 3. The Redskins nothing as we wind down the end of the first quarter.
There's Ron Lynn, the defensive coordinator of the Redskins. He's doing a pretty good job against the 49ers. What they're doing is run blitzing. And, 5 of the 8 rushes by the 49ers, they've been thrown for a loss because of that run blitz.
Ricky Irvin got perhaps a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Bryant Young tripped him up.
They're talking to, the 49ers, George Seifert is talking about his defense. And I think, like I was saying earlier, if the 49ers are going to be a championship team, this is the group that has to play championship football. And I don't think they have yet. But the one bright spot in that front group has been those 2 defensive tackles.
Second down. Pass complete from Farrat to Winans. First down, Redskins.
See, and here's what the 49ers have to do. They have to get a pass rush. Now watch this pass protection. And Gus Farrat is very good at this, Pat, is if he can find a lane, to throw in, he'll really step up and throw the ball. He said from the time he was a little kid, he always just went back and always threw the ball as hard as you could. I kind of like that. I mean, that's right. Throw as hard as you can.
That's Irvin. And he gets about 5. Tim McDonald made the stop.
Good block by Raleigh McKenzie. It seems like these guys like Raleigh McKenzie, Jim Lachey, Ray Brown, Ed Simon, it seems like they've been here forever and they can still move around and pull and lead and trap and make blocks like that.
And Jim Hanifin's still their coach.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jim Hanifin, when you talk about old offensive line coaches that are good, there's an old line coach right there who is good.
The rush by Stubblefield. Knocked the ball away from Farrat. And he wisely fell on it.
That was a good reaction by Stubblefield. Number 94, he's going to get penetration, and then as he comes in here, you see him right here. He gets a penetration there, and then he just goes for the ball. Farrat was trying to get the ball up to throw it, and Stubblefield comes in here and just knocks it out of his hand. Watch that right hand come in there. He got the left hand first, then the right hand. Farrat said, whoa, I'm missing something here.
It's a heck of a move. 3rd and 11. Swings it out to Henry Eller. Pass complete, but not enough for a first down. Merton Hanks on the tackle.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you don't get any yardage on 1st and 2nd down, and you end up 3rd and long, it's tough for any quarterback in this league to make first downs, and then you complete a pass and you still have to punt, which has always been one of the most frustrating things in the world for me. See that watch on Roby? You never know. You never know what you have to do when you're out there on that football field.
Somebody might ask you, what time is it? He's the only guy who could answer. Dexter Carter. Redskins down in good shape. James Jenkins was there first. 3-0. Less than a minute left in the first.
Now, the 5 greatest pigskin players ever. Got more phone calls, made more changes. At number 5 this week, Dan Marino. Wow! Number 4 and 3 were combo. Jim Zorn to Steve Largent. Those were the days. Number 2, this guy. Offense, take that football all the way up the field. And the number 1 player of all time, of course, Aldo Greco. I'm Edwin the Hat Shergren. See you Sunday.
This is Bruce Smith's shoe, man. Wait a minute. This is Rod Woodson's shoe. I have visions of Rod Woodson. I see him lurking like a shadow. I sense he's somewhere, lurking. I hear his heartbeat. Ba-boom. 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 Rod?
Nowadays, people have to depend on their cars more than ever, and it's my job at Cadillac to make sure you can. That's one of the reasons the new DeVille Concours impressed so many people. Our North Star system made this DeVille one of the first cars ever to go 100,000 miles between scheduled tune-ups. You see, there is a car company creating these higher standards because it values your time almost as much as you do. That's my company, Cadillac.
Somebody's turned the Bundy's life into a sitcom.
Don't you notice something familiar about that character?
Yeah, both our lives suck. A brand new Married with Children tonight.
49ers 3, Washington 0. Deion Sanders has a piece of tape on the back of his helmet with the words, the letters WZ. That's in memory of Whitey Zimmerman, who was with the Atlanta Falcons since their inception way back in 1966. And Deion says that man was like a father to me. And that's in memory of Whitey.
And I think at this time we all remember Whitey Zimmerman. I mean, he was one of the great contributors and great men in professional football that everyone enjoyed.
Young intended for Rice. Covered by Darrell Green.
You know, one thing about Darrell Green, you look at him and he's a 12-year veteran, but he's one of those guys that just never got old. I mean, he still has that speed, and once you have that speed and the quickness that goes with it, you can play in this league forever.
Norv Turner said yesterday, if you didn't know of his tremendous record, you'd think he was 25.
They said especially if he keeps his helmet on.
Yeah. This is Ricky Waters. Surges outside the 30. Stopped by Tyrone Stowe.
One thing I think with William Floyd starting at fullback, it seems to me, just observing, that it's made Ricky Waters not only a better runner, but a more reckless runner. I thought that he was running a little cautiously there and, kind of looking for things. But I think Floyd brought a little of that toughness to the offense, and I think that Ricky Waters started to run with a little more reckless abandon.
He was seemingly waiting for the music to start. Now he's in the dance. Young, Brent Jones. Touchdown, San Francisco. Brent Jones, his first catch of the day.
Yeah, they got him on a linebacker. It was Lamont Hollenquist was on him. You're always looking for that matchup. You say that you can't cover him. You can't cover him with a linebacker. And you're going to see here's Brent Jones. And you see Hollenquist, number 96, he was the closest guy to him. The safeties, they're worrying about Rice and Taylor and the receivers. And Brent Jones just took off. Darrell Green caught him but couldn't do anything about it. Hollenquist took him all the way down the field and just couldn't catch him.
69 yards from Young to Brent Jones.
That's one thing. But when you have the Rices and the Taylors and the Ricky Waters and all those guys, sometimes you're going to look and find a wide open Brent Jones uncovered in the middle of the field.
There was no pattern. He just ran. The extra point is good. Steve Young never saw this completion. Leveled by Ken Harvey just as he let go. 7-0 San Francisco.
I don't get it. Some guy bets 228 and makes $3 million bucks.
Can you imagine what Willie Mays would be worth today?
Yeah.
No holiday sweepstakes.
Another Heineken, right?
Yeah, please.
No blimp with our name on it. No racing team. None of that is what made Heineken the #1 imported beer in America.
Where's all that money come from?
Ticket prices.
Yeah, I guess.
And all those beer commercials.
Do you know how much Pringles you got? More from this can than you thought. Fill a bowl from a Pringles can. Got as much as this bag. Amazing, man. Can you believe how much Pringles you got? So pop, the Pringles don't stop. Get the great taste you want, not the greasy mess this bag's got. Pringles, once you pop, so much more than you ever thought. You can't stop.
They started by shipping tires in 1930 and have been moving steadily ever since. Today, they ship cargo to all 50 states and 48 countries overseas. And with an annual revenue of over $4 billion, Roadway Services is one of the few select companies in the Dow Jones Transportation Average. Where do you find companies that keep moving? Actually, there's a list of them printed every day. NASDAQ, the stock market for the next 100 years.
The 49ers 10, Washington 0.
And this is what happens when you have great receivers. The safeties look this way, the safeties look this way, and there's no one here in the middle. You see, they're going to double Rice, they're going to double Taylor, and we can stop it right here. We'll see, here we got a double here, we got a double here, and look, right there, no one is on Brent Jones. And that's what Jerry Rice and John Taylor bring to you. You say, we can't let them catch a ball. We're going to double them, but you can't double everyone. And sometimes when you try and double those guys, you leave someone wide open.
Young is 7 out of 12. Bryan's kickoff is going to be handled by Brian Mitchell. He runs into a pack of 49ers led by Kevin Mitchell. And Brent Jones trying to get his breath and talk on the phone at the same time.
He can't even talk. That's probably the longest he's run in a long time.
It is his longest. career catch.
Yeah,
for
he
a
probably,
touchdown.
and you know, if you don't have a lot of career catches for that long a run, you probably don't practice those long runs, and you know, you probably practice that little short stuff in the middle the tight end usually catches.
That little run in there and find a hole in the zone and sit down right there.
Yeah, he found a big hole all the way to the goal line, and he had to run all the way to the goal line.
3 wide receivers for the Redskins. Rott. Pass is complete to Desmond Howard. First down, Washington.
Yeah, that's what Farad has to do, is start getting some first down passing, some second down passing, not get into those situations at 3rd and long. Get the ball to his outside receivers. He just threw to Desmond Howard there. Has to work Henry Ellard in, because Henry Ellard is a guy that if he gets hot, he can catch a whole bunch of passes.
Perhaps having his best year ever after so many great years with the Rams. That's Brian Mitchell. Got a couple maybe.
Yeah, the Redskins, Pat, on that play, they used a formation big deuce. In fact, you see Ray Brown coming out now. Ray Brown is a guard. He goes to tight end. So they have Ray Brown here, then a tackle, then another guard, and a guard here. So this is their strong side. So it gives them an extra lineman. They're playing with 3 guards and 2 tackles, and that gives them a power running side.
2nd and 8. Pass caught and complete. And right now, for an update for a McDonald's game break, let's return you to James Brown in Hollywood.
Pat Summerall, Scott Mitchell just started wearing contacts today. Vision is obviously blurred as Bryce Pop picks up his 3rd interception of the season. That's his 1st NFL touchdown. Green Bay on top of Detroit 7-0 late in the 1st. Back to Pat.
First down, Redskins back at RFK. 10-0 San Francisco. Ricky Irvin's back, the ball carrier. Got a couple. Stopped by Ken Norton.
The other guy you see up in there is Tim McDonald. One thing about these 49ers, they got a couple safeties in Merton Hanks and Tim McDonald that will really tackle and tackle well. Tim McDonald, I mean, he likes to get up around close to that line of scrimmage where he can play like a linebacker. In fact, he's probably more a linebacker mentality than he is a defensive back mentality.
2nd and 7, Brian Mitchell this time. And Mitchell is very close to a Redskin first down. This is one thing Norv Turner said they had to be able to do, run the ball.
Yeah, and you have to be able to mix things up. Isn't it something how the thing that got it started, though, was that first down pass out there to Desmond Howard, and that kind of loosened things up and got the 49ers to think, okay, on running downs, they will pass. Like somewhere in a football game, you always have to get into that thing where you don't care, you don't know what I'm going to call, we're not going to be predictable.
That's close.
It's that far, as a matter of fact. I used to get upset when the referee would do that on 4th down. You know, he would do that, he'd show the whole crowd, and then you'd send in your punt team and everyone would boo you. I'd say, why do you have to show? Why do you have to show everyone how far we have to go?
I can't imagine that you ever got upset.
I stayed upset.
2nd and short. 2nd on one side. Now they change it to 3rd correctly. Irvins and Cedric Smith. The ball is given to Smith, who does nudge it far enough ahead to get the first down.
Now, it depends on where they put that foot down, Pat. I mean, how they mark these things, I'm not sure. But if the line judge there, 51, is marking it, he's going to put it where his left foot is. That could be a first down. See, they got a good spot there.
They've already moved the sticks.
Yeah, Cedric Smith was an interesting guy, isn't he? Norv was saying that he had him in camp, and then he cut him, and then he brought him back, then he cut him again, and he brought him back in. He brought him back just because he's a tough guy, and he felt he needs some toughness on his offense.
He needed a fighter, and he got Cedric Smith. Gus Farrat with time, lofts the pass, and it's almost intercepted. Intended for Titus Winans Almost picked off by Merton Hanks.
That's what the 49ers have is they don't have a dominant front seven. They don't have a good pass rush. But once you get beyond that and get the ball downfield, they have some good cover guys. I mean, you have Eric Davis on one side. Of course, you have Deion Sanders, the best in football, on the other side. Then you have, as a safety, Merton Hanks, who can play as well as most corners in the league.
Right.
So they always have three guys in there that no matter what you do, they can cover.
2nd and 10. Deion Sanders up to make the tackle.
And that's not one of Deion Sanders' strengths. Deion Sanders doesn't come up on force and support, and Deion Sanders doesn't play zone. And that time he came up. That is what you call a force. When you run out to the corner side and he has to come up, you call that corner force. And there's Deion Sanders right up there. He just threw a body block, leg whip collision type of deal. What the heck was that?
That was not textbook.
Where'd that come from?
3rd and 14.
What was that?
It was Deion.
A body block.
That's the way he does it.
Body blocker, leg whipper.
Barat back in the pocket. Pass is picked off. This is Toy Cook. Toy Cook still running and out of bounds. And the 49ers take over in good shape.
Yep, see, by Deion coming up good on that force, and that created that 3rd and long, and that's the thing that a young quarterback can't handle. Now the Redskins getting 3rd and long, he tries to force something, and there's Toy Cook waiting for the interception.
10-0, the 49ers over the Redskins.
Introducing Ford Contour. Goal, a world car for the 21st century. Result, world-class technology in 2 all-new engines, including a 24-valve V6 that runs 100,000 miles between recommended tune-ups. Outstanding safety features, from dual airbags to a steel safety shell, even a filtration system that removes virtually all dust and pollen from the air. The totally new Ford Contour, a world car for the 21st century.
One night, not long ago, an otherwise quiet town in Texas became not so quiet. When an explosion shook the town, GTE was there with the only link to the outside world, GTE MobileNet.
Great! Yeah, I'm glad I got you!
Not every day is like that one, but for more than 1 million GTE cellular customers, clear, reliable service is just as vital.
I'm gonna be late. Thanks for letting me know. It's not the end of the world.
GTE MobileNet. Another way it's amazing what we can do together.
Buy 3 packs of Polaroid Instant Film between now and December 31st, and we guarantee you a great holiday. And on top of that, we'll give you back $5. See your local retailer for details.
Right now, the only place you'll want to buy tires is Sears. Sears' best-selling Goodyear tire, the Weather Handler, is on sale as low as $19.66, our lowest price of the year. All Goodyear Weather Handlers on sale now, only at Sears.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the totally new Ford Contour, a world car for the 21st century. By RCA, changing entertainment again. By the 54,000 new employee owners of United Airlines. Come fly our friendly skies. And by Wendy's. After 25 years, quality's still our recipe.
49er ball at their own 47. They lead 10-0, second quarter. Ricky Waters leans ahead for a couple. Stopped by Bobby Wilson.
Yeah, if we look back at that interception, Pat, by Toy Cook, we're going to see way over here is Toy Cook. Here's Henry Ellard. He's going to be doubled here. Toy Cook just kind of sits here. Farrat sees the double. Ellard runs away from the double, but he doesn't see Toy Cook sitting right there. You see him, and he comes in here, and once he runs that in, boom, right there, he didn't see Toy Cook.
Here's Young back to throw it. To Waters. Close to a first down. Ken Harvey made the stop.
Toy Cook's over there telling all the guys how smart a play that was, because, again, he knew that he was looking to Ellard, so Toy Cook was free, so he could just watch the quarterback's eyes. And they had a double on Henry Ellard. So he's watching Farrat, and then when Farrat looks and throws to Ellard, he just stepped right in front of him. Farrat didn't see him at all.
3rd and short. Young doesn't like what he's looking at. He was concerned with Steve Young. Steve Young with Brent Jones. Sorry. 10-0.
We're in show business. We're having fun. We're ringmasters of one of the greatest circuses of all time. Wow, that's great. California has a very special meaning around the world. It's about freedom. It's about choices. How about a pizza with potato on it? Peking duck. Thai chicken. We have watched where businesses have limited ways in which the customer pays. And when our customer reaches for an American Express card, we gladly accept it.
American Express is welcome to wherever fresh ideas are cooking. So dine out, America.
I am not what I wear. I'm not a pair of pants or a shirt. I'm not in touch with my inner child. I don't read poetry, and I'm not politically correct. I'm just a guy, and I don't have time to think about what I wear because I've got a lot of important guy things to do. 100% cotton, wrinkle-free pants that don't require a lot of thought. Hager, stuff you can wear.
Fun. Everybody loves fun. Fun people, fun places, fun cars and trucks. What's great is when you can get a fun car or truck and still have enough money to take fun people to fun places, which is what Ford Probe, Escort Sport, and Ford Ranger are all about. They're all priced right all of the time, so a good time can be had by all. Ford. A good deal, more fun. And now for a limited time, get up to $1,000 cash back on Ford Probe and special savings on Escort and Ford Ranger.
Mantis is accused of murder.
Let's bring him down.
Now he's wanted, dead or alive.
Say your prayers.
Mantis, an all-new episode, Friday at 8, 7 Central.
RFK Stadium in Washington. And it's turned out so far, at least, after all those threatening weather forecasts, to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, and this is a beautiful place for a football game. So remember when the Redskins were so good all those years, there was nothing better than the scene here at RFK Stadium.
Those stands would rock. 3rd and 1. Nothing. He didn't make any first down. William Floyd, the ball carrier, met by Ken Harvey.
Steve Young is still staying in there. He wants to do something, go for it on 4th down or something, but George Seifert already sent his punt team in. That play didn't have a chance. I mean, they just sent Floyd in there with no help at all. I mean, look, he has no lead. He has nothing going in there. All there are is a bunch of white jerseys and penetration and bad things happening to the 49ers, and they're going to wrestle Floyd until they get him down with about 8 guys on top of him.
Sterling Palmer, the Redskins, shaken up just a bit.
And they're already playing without their other defensive end, Tony Woods.
Maybe it's more than just a bit.
Running out of defensive linemen. In fact, the Redskins, Norv Turner's doing a real good job with this team, but he just doesn't have enough players.
That's right. Klaus Wilmsmeyer back to punt. Brian Mitchell deep. Good high kicks, fair catch. Mitchell did well to hang on at the 15. 10-0. 49ers lead.
We're in Oysterville, Washington.
This is my husband, Ray. Everybody knows Ray and Nada. And everyone knows the story.
He fell off the roof cleaning his drain.
And he fell right on his head.
He was in bad shape when we got on scene.
He could have died really easy.
Aflac just worked out great.
Aflac covers the unexpected costs of getting better so you can get on with life.
I would say he's very hard-headed.
You're about to enter a new era in television. With this 18-inch RCA satellite dish, you get CD quality sound, 150 channels, and a digital picture so sharp, so real, it raises home theater to a new level. The RCA digital satellite system. Television will never be the same.
The lady down there wants to buy you a beer.
What lady?
Hey,
he doesn't get it.
I think he will.
Ice brewed the right way for more of what you want in a beer. Brewed light for less of what you don't.
Miller Lite Ice. It's new.
I knew you'd get it.
Must be from heaven.
Close. Milwaukee.
If you get it, get it.
This game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Washington Redskins and the National Football League is prohibited. Obviously, they can't get it right over there, and we're doing a simulcast.
The redhead, Sonny Jurgensen.
Yeah, thank you, Sonny. We do all the help we can get. We'll take, especially when you got a Hall of Fame quarterback over there like Sonny Jurgensen. Then right next to him, they have Sam Huff. You talk about some great football players.
That's a booth full of talent.
Yeah, they are. There's Sam right there. They haven't got the glasses up in his head. Someone ought to tell him, hey, put the glasses on your eyes.
That's Ricky Irvins trying the right side for the Redskins.
Yeah, that's one of the constants. It's kind of always been fun to do a Redskin game is seeing Sonny Jurgensen and Sam Huff.
Right.
And, you know, it kind of reminds you of the roots of the National Football League. That, I mean, it was guys like that were playing back then, not making a lot of money. Guys like, you know, yourself. And to me, I'm always thankful when I see that, because if it weren't for guys like those guys and all the old timers that got this game going, we wouldn't have what we have today.
Ricky Irvin to about the 24, short of a first down by not much. Now, Sam, I know, didn't make much money, but Sonny, I think he was pretty well paid.
Yeah, but I mean, not really at that time.
No.
There's a guy who didn't make a lot of money, but made more money and led the Redskins to the Super Bowl. Doug Williams.
Yeah.
Remember that? You talk about a second half of football.
He is getting into the
That's what life all about, huh?
circle of honor here at RFK Stadium at half today, along with the guy I started to work with when I first began, Jim Gibbons. Third and short. Maybe. I think he got it.
The fans are looking for something to root for here, so they're rooting for first downs. I think the Redskins, you know, they just haven't gotten in sync yet. I mean, they haven't. The 49ers keep the ball so much, they kind of frustrate you, but 49ers haven't, you know, really taken that big lead. I mean, 10-0, they've left the Redskins still in this game.
Ricky Irvins. Pretty basic. Couple of yards.
Well, Charles Mann is in there now. Charles Mann, who played for the Redskins for 11 years and now comes back to play against his old teammates. I don't even feel that the crowd knows that he's in there. You know, he was worried about it. Is he going to be chewed? Is he going to be booed or cheered or whatever?
He should be cheered.
I think he kind of sneaked in this game. I don't think they know he's here.
They saw him at left defensive end all the time. He's on the right side. Nothing there for Ricky Irvins this time.
Yeah, that's one of the areas that the 49er defense, they're kind of short of defensive linemen. They try Ricky Jackson there, who's a linebacker, and they bring in Charles Mann playing the right side. And of course, they started out there with Richard Dent, who was injured and is still out, and they've been trying to get someone. Now they got Todd Kelly playing that position, so they're doing it with about 4 guys.
3 wide receivers. Barak. Titus Winan. Not a first down. This week's Aflac NFL trivia question: who holds the record for the most seasons leading the league in passing yardage? And we'll give you the answer in just a minute. Reggie Roby's in. Watch it all.
I think it was Lum and Abner.
I think it was. That's what Bill Cosby was in before. That's what he called us.
Lum and Abner. I haven't heard Lum and Abner.
That dates us a little bit.
I know, but I mean, that was when you were sitting by a radio when I was in the 5th grade or something.
Before TV.
Yeah. Lum and Abner. How did Bill Clark, where did he come with that?
I don't know.
Lum and Abner.
Dexter Carter to the 23. First down, 49ers. Right there. There's the cause. Paid us a visit before the game. Looking good.
It's Wendy's Fresh Look at the Rule Book with Terry Bradshaw.
Hey, Bubba, come on out here. Whew. Hey, imagine that. 2 football players named Bubba. Within a 5-yard zone, a defender cannot hit the receiver in the back, nor use his hands or his arms to encircle a receiver. He also cannot hook a receiver causing contact that restricts that receiver's play.
Stay tuned for more of Wendy's Fresh Look at the Rule Book.
I'd like a junior bacon cheeseburger made with fresh beef and 2 full strips of bacon, and I'd like that hot, right off the grill.
Want it hot? We'll make it hot.
Most places don't serve hamburgers hot off the grill. They reheat them. Not Wendy's. We make our 99-cent junior bacon cheeseburger with fresh beef, 2 strips of bacon, and hot off the grill. We think it tastes better. Just 99 cents on our super value menu.
It's everything you'd expect from Wendy's.
Get Dave's new book, Well Done, A Common Guy's Guide to Success. Dave's Profits Benefit Adoption.
Why is Ford Taurus America's best-selling car? Maybe it's because of our philosophy of continuous improvement. A philosophy that this year brings you a new version of Taurus, Taurus SE, with a driver-oriented interior and sporty new looks. Or maybe it's because along with all these improvements, Taurus is still a better value than its leading competition. In fact, there are a lot of reasons why Ford Taurus is the best-selling car in America, again.
He's an instant millionaire.
I won the lottery!
But will more money change Martin Payne?
One great entourage coming through.
Find out on a brand new Martin Thursday.
Again, the Aflac NFL trivia question. Who holds the record for most seasons leading the league in passing yardage? The answer is ex-Redskins Sammy Baugh. He led the league in passing 6 times. Also led the league in punting 1 year.
Slinging Sammy Baugh.
Steve Young slinging it, picked off by Gouveia.
Oh, he's down there, heave that one to Baltimore.
I think I'll keep it.
But that's the thing, Gouveia's been active today. They've been sitting there. The Redskins haven't been able to get anything going. They just needed a big play. They're only down 10-0. The 49ers kept him alive. That ball just hit Ricky Waters. Gouveia was right there to come up with it. He put that thing in his left hand, and he was about ready to heave that thing.
Yeah, left-handed.
Gouveia in this first half has been all over the field.
Tell you what, he always is.
Yeah, I mean, he was in there. He's been running those run blitzes, and Steve Young threw a bad pass tipped by Ricky Waters.
Brian Mitchell. The 49ers shut him down in a hurry. Merton Hanks and Lee Woodall.
That's what good tackling safeties will do. I mean, Woodall was out there, and up comes Merton Hanks. I mean, he came flying up there to make that tackle. I think so far, if they had an MVP of this 49er defense, I think it'd be that guy right there, Merton Hanks.
Started the season playing cornerback. Then they got Deion Sanders. Then he went back to safety, as you said. He covers like a corner, hits like a safety. Gus Frerotte. Back to throw it. To Ricky Irvins to the 5. Redskin first down there.
That's what the Redskins have to do, and that's what Norv is thinking of here, is getting yardage on 1st and 2nd down, because they haven't had much success on 3rd, especially 3rd and long is darn near impossible. They're not going to have that on this drive because they're on the 5-yard line.
1st and goal at the 5. Cedric Smith and Ricky Irvin. Met by Ricky Jackson after he decided to take it outside.
Yeah, he just didn't have any hole anywhere there, and the longer you spend in the backfield, the more defensive guys are going to be at the hole when you get there. And Norv is probably thinking here, he calls the plays. He's probably thinking here of a play pass, you know, where you fake the run and you throw something. Because you don't want to have to get in that third down where you have to throw it without taking a second shot.
Two tight ends, Cedric Smith in motion. Roll out, play pass is right. Pass deflected. Almost caught by a lineman. Hit by Ken Norton. Third down.
Yeah, that's probably the safest thing you can do with a quarterback is to you know, down here you only have 5 yards to work to the goal line, and 10 more yards is probably to bootleg them, to roll them out, and then just get a one-on-one situation and either keep it or throw it away. There's Richard Dent, Dwayne Board. Richard Dent's helping Dwayne Board coach, I think.
Whatever it takes. Farad. In the corner of the end zone, incomplete. Desmond Howard, the intended receiver, will take the field goal. Says Norv Turner.
Yeah, that's the safest pass you can throw, because what you do is you throw a corner. And what you do is you just throw the ball to that second pylon, that back pylon, and either your guy catches it or no one catches it. You see Farad is looking all the way, and he's throwing it right there. He can throw it right to a spot. So you can throw it to that pylon there. He just threw it a little high. But if you throw it to that pylon, and you throw it high, either your guy gets it or it goes out of bounds, you kick a field goal.
Lohmiller from 22 yards out puts the Redskins on the board. 10-3. Outside RFK. Let's check what's going on.
This is where they get out there and they start playing the fight song.
Can't get a ticket. Stay outside and cook and play a horn.
Yeah, but how about slicing that sandwich? That was a man-sized sandwich.
What about this?
Chicken.
Well, the jambalaya is good, but the little thing.
New Orleans and Metairie.
Yeah.
His recipe.
Yeah, but if it's so good, how come you put it in little cups?
It looks like some leaves blew in there.
Hey, and you can't beat this, though, Pat, huh?
That's
leaves
right.
and burgers.
Yep.
I mean, that's the fall. The only thing that's missing is frost on the pumpkin. But they have it all here, don't they? I mean, they got the band, they got big old sandwiches, they got leaves on the ground turning.
In the pot, they got people like that.
Yep, the hogs.
Looking for acorns. Acorns, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're not as active as they used to be. Remember when they had John Riggins and stuff?
Yeah.
And this place would be, you know, Joe Theismann and the Smurfs and the
Joe Jacoby and his
Hogs.
group.
Remember those big old hogs? Boy, could those guys play football.
Lohmiller's kick. To Dexter Carter at the 3. Still on his feet. At the 22.
A lot of intensity on special teams. I think with that new rule, when they move the ball back to kicking it off from the 30, I think there's really, you know, then they have to return them. Here, Carter just gets knocked into a spinner. He didn't mean to do a spinner. He was there. He was going to run, and he got hit, and he went pirouetted.
That's one of those things you do on figure skates, right?
Yeah. And then sometimes you pirouette and you get knocked off your axis.
One of those axle things.
Double axle.
Right. Young back to throw it. High and out of bounds. Intended for Rice. Young is down.
Yeah, he was hit there by Tim Johnson. Tim Johnson was right there, and you're going to see him, number 78. He comes up here, and just as Steve Young is throwing it, you see he's working there, and Jesse Sapolo getting the penetration right there. He breaks off of it, and he hits Steve Young, and he wraps him up.
And then he fell on him.
That's what I think hurt him, when he just fell here and wrapped him up and threw him to the ground. I think that probably took a little wind out of him.
2nd and 10. Young is there. He's tough. Rice. Look out. He could break it. chased by Darrell Green, who chases him out of bounds at the 23-yard line of Washington.
That's what you call rack, run after the catch. There's no one better at it than this guy right here. He's going to catch the ball here. Then he's going to make Darrell Morrison miss right there. It makes him fall down. When Jerry Rice gets a ball, he is always thinking of scoring a touchdown with it.
55 yards.
Stuff. We all want stuff. And when we buy a new car, we want all the stuff. Dual airbags, power steering, power mirrors, air conditioning, a stereo, automatic transmission, a place to put a cup of coffee, convenience stuff. What's really great is that you can get all this stuff on any of these Escorts for the same low price. That's called value. Escort is a great value. Compared stuff to its leading competition, Escort costs less, period. Ford Escort. Good stuff, great price.
We've helped 1 million people live a better life with consumer loans. And millions more plan for retirement. We've provided the security of life insurance for 15 million lives. And while we'd like to be known for all the things we've done, we're still a little better known for our building. Transamerica, consumer loans, retirement plans, and life insurance.
The temperature never drops below Xerex. That's very important to remember, especially at a time like this, when it's very deserted and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerex Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
Coming through. Guys at the end of the road. Pardon me, pardon me.
Today's game is sponsored by McDonald's $2 conversion. Convert $2 into 2 hot, fresh Egg McMuffins or 2 towering, tempting Big Macs, but only for a limited time, so hurry.
Coming back through. Big Mac backtrack. Lady with the baby, watch out.
This is why you say Steve Young is a tough guy. Watch Tim Johnson take him to the ground here. Just watch his face here. This is the play before he hits Jerry Rice. I mean, you can tell that hurt, but what do? You get up, you throw it to Jerry Rice. What does Rice do? He runs with it, but he also gets blocks by other guys. That was Nate Singleton making a block. And one thing these receivers do, they catch, they run, and the third thing is they all block for each other.
Rice has 2 catches for 69 yards. Ricky Waters breaking away from tackles, and touchdown Ricky Waters. Flag on the play. Maybe he stepped out of bounds. I'm not sure.
Well, the officials marking it down there just before the goal line, Pat. And then Norv Turner's seeing it go away. They thought they had Steve Young. They thought Steve Young was hurt. He comes back. He hits Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice makes a big play. Then that just kind of took all the air out of their defense. And then Ricky Waters hits him with a run. But you're going to see right here, Pat, the next step right there goes out of bounds. You see that left foot is out right there, right on, just inside the 1 yard line.
Inside the 1. It's first and goal from that point. Quarterback sneak. No signal yet.
That's where Steve Young says you go in a quarterback sneak, you come out a couple inches shorter.
Touchdown.
George Sievert has a new hairdo after that bye week, and different looking guy, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Norv just saw the air come out of this team. What a drive by the 49ers. Here Steve Young is just going to take the quarterback sneak here. You just take the ball and you look for a little soft spot. You don't run it right into your center. He saw that little gap to the right and he tried to hit it and get down low underneath everything.
And succeeded. Doug Bryan for the extra point. 4 plays, 78 yards. That's the way they do it. Watch Steve Young.
Well, you know, we talked about how tough he was, but he's also strong. Watch him just drive in here, Pat.
Never stopped his feet.
If you want to move ahead in any career, you have to know what most employers want. Like how to work with a team, how to handle responsibility, how to take on a tough job and see it through. You can learn learn all these things in the Army. So when you do set off on the road to success, you'll already be in the driver's seat.
Joe Pesci is a New York lawyer trying to win a murder case deep in the heart of Dixie. Big mistake. Oscar winner Marissa Tomei co-stars in the outrageous comedy My Cousin Vinny on the Fox Tuesday night movie at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central.
Yeah, he's a lawyer, and he represents two Utes.
Yep. Utes. What's a Ute?
And he gets them off. You know, talking about lawyers, Steve Young is a lawyer. He passed, he graduated from law school this year. Bart Oates on the 49ers, the guy that snaps in the ball as a lawyer.
Out of the end zone and hit the returner, Brian Mitchell. Coming up at the half, the Dockers halftime with James and Terry. They'll have scores and highlights and crunch time. That's coming up at half. Norv Turner, as you said, just saw hopes just shattered by the 49ers in 4 plays.
Well, they were down by 10. They got that interception by Kurt Govea that got him in good position. They had to settle for a field goal. I think that got things started. And then the 49ers just took the ball and drove it the length of the field.
Got to be careful here. Don't get them in a position where they can get more in a hurry. Ball comes flying out, but he was down. Gus Farrat and Richie Irvin. Stopped by Tim McDonald.
One thing about players, they play from the time the ball is snapped until the whistle blows. And then after the whistle blows, you argue.
Timeout San Francisco.
And nothing ever changes.
No. That's one thing nobody's going to change.
The car on the right was filled with Castrol Syntec, a synthetic oil, the other with conventional oil. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oil. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't. Get a free officially licensed NFL team sweatshirt when you buy a 6-pack of Castrol Syntec.
San Francisco 17, Washington 3, 2nd and 5. Timeouts remaining. The 49ers 1, Washington all of theirs. 49ers will probably take one after this play.
I think that long drive even affected the band. Because they thought they had him. They thought they had momentum going their way. They thought they had Steve Young down. He just comes and hits Jerry Rice and Ricky Waters. And touchdown.
Everything wilted. Here's Farrat. Henry Ellard makes the catch. They'll have the first down.
Way to stop.
Troy Wilson holding his left wrist.
Yeah, they're trying to.
The 49ers take their last timeout. Well, this is an injury timeout, I guess.
You'll see right here, you see Wilson comes beyond. He's, you know, good pass protection. Let's Farrat step up, and that's what he has to be able to do. Step up, get the ball to those outside receivers, and stay out of 3rd and long situations.
In spite of the injury, this is a charged timeout within 2 minutes of either half. The River Wild, Silkwood, Kramer versus Kramer. Now Meryl Streep takes on her most challenging role ever. Bart Simpson's girlfriend. Catch a brand new episode of The Simpsons with guest star Meryl Streep. Part of a full hour tonight at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. That's the 49ers' last timeout.
I think what the 49ers were trying to do is use their timeouts and then, you know, stop the Redskins, force them to punt, get the ball back, and take another shot at them before halftime. That'll be interesting to see. The Redskins have all their timeouts left and 1 minute and 2 seconds with a ball at the 35. You know, I mean, are they just satisfied with being down 17-3, or do they try and get a first down or two here and then maybe take a shot at it?
First down, Redskins. Rock to throw it. Incomplete. Intended for Ricky Irvins at his feet.
You know, one of the things that's always tough here at this time of the year, and not making excuses for anyone, but when you throw that ball out of the shadow into the sun, I mean, it's tough anyway. It's tough from defensive backs, but it's tough for receivers because the quarterback and the offense is in the shadow, and the right side of the field is in the sun.
Rock going deep, incomplete. Intended for Desmond Howard. Crowd and the coaches of the Redskins looking for a flag, but none appears.
Look at Deion Sanders. He just pushed everyone off. He said he didn't do anything. And that was right on the Redskin bench, and all the coaches jumped up and half the players to try and get a pass interference on that one.
That's what John Madden was talking about just a minute ago. That sun looking right at you on the other side of the field, the opposite from where we are, from where you're watching. Barat back to throw it again. Ricky Irvin started upfield before the ball got there.
I'm surprised that either on that second down or third down that wasn't a running play just to get the clock started again, because one thing, you know, you take your shot, and then if you don't get it, I think you just run it out so they don't get the ball again. And,
as dangerous as they are.
Yeah, and the 49ers are going to get the ball again, and you know what it is. I mean, if they get it in Steve Young's hands and he gets it in Jerry Rice's hands, some big things can happen quickly.
And they have some other people as well.
And the only advantage for the Redskins is the 49ers have no timeouts, but they will get a timeout here at change of possession.
Roby line drives this punt. Dexter Carter gets it back to the 30. Yeah, a little shoving match, a little finger pointing, no harm. So far, at least.
The most intensity today has been on special teams after the whistle blows. I don't know where this stuff all came up. I mean, I don't know. I think they have to have better control of that. You know, that when the whistle blows, you just play, and then you go to your benches or into your huddles and shut up.
Well, you got to get the last word in.
Yeah, but I'm saying it takes them too long. They just go on and on and on. Enough. You know, go play.
Young's going to work. Screen pass to Waters. Steps out of bounds at about the 35.
Yeah, I think if there was one thing I wouldn't want to do is give the ball back to the 49ers in this half. I mean, they're just too explosive.
No way. Second and 4.
You know, and they're wearing those throwback jerseys again today, Pat. This is they're 5-0 in these jerseys. George Seifert is the most superstitious guy in the world, and he is going to have this team wear these jerseys at least till they lose the game.
I'm surprised he got a new haircut. Out to Mark Logan. Logan steps out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't know what this is, but his hair used to be longer. I mean, now he got stuff, you know, coming like here and then going like that way. I mean, it's a different type of look for George. In fact, he even looks like a different guy. That doesn't look like George Seifert.
It's Rumpel style.
No, but it's kind of, but it's cut rumple. I mean, you don't cut it all the.
Well, you got to have something to rumple.
What the heck do I know about cut rumple? I mean, all I know. He doesn't look like the guy he used to be the last game we did against the Eagles.
Incomplete. Through to the hands of Jerry Rice. Don't say that very often.
And I think that was one that Jerry Rice was thinking of, that rack, that run after a catch, because he was thinking not just of catching the ball, he was thinking of catching an in or a cross or something like that and making a touchdown out of it. I think when you talk about football and perfection, I think he's the definition. If you said what's a definition of perfection in football, it could be number 80.
Ricky Waters steps out of bounds. Stops the clock with 17 seconds left.
The tough thing they're having with these throwback jerseys, Pat, is keeping them tucked in. You look at Ricky Waters there, his shirt tails hanging out, and I think that's against the law in this league now.
It is.
To have any shirt tail hanging out of your pants, but I know Floyd has trouble keeping his in. Waters just heard about the rule and tucked his in. They can make you leave the field for a play if you have your shirt tail hanging out.
Here's Steve Young again. Wide open is Rice. How does he get wide open? They're hurrying. 5 seconds, 4 seconds.
They have no timeouts. That's Tim Johnson. He's back on this side. Like he was walking off the field.
Both teams are headed for the locker rooms. The 49ers never gave up trying to get more. That's the end of the first half. With the score, San Francisco 17, Washington 3. Stay tuned for the Dockers halftime as Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local station.
Kramer versus Kramer, Silkwood, The River Wild. Now, Meryl Streep stars in her most challenging role.
Whoa, Mama!
Bart's new girlfriend.
You're bad. No, I'm not. You're bad. And I like it. I'm bad to the bone, honey.
On a brand new Simpsons, part of a full hour tonight at 8, 7 Central.
Tragedy strikes Beverly Hills, and Dylan may not live to see tomorrow.
I want you to get these kids out of here now.
A brand new 90210 Wednesday.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
From the city by the bay to the city of light. Every day we connect over 200 places with over 5,000 flights. And though we continue to grow with new aircraft and new destinations, though we carry over 160,000 people a day, we remain committed to serving each and every passenger one at a time.
Your advertising is your voice in the marketplace. Advertise in the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages and your voice reaches more customers. A bigger ad gives you a bigger voice. A color ad gives your voice more impact. But if you don't have an ad, it's like having no voice at all. 9 out of 10 use it, and they're all ears. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
Introducing our new fall line of rugby shirts. Forest green and gray, maroon and off-white, and the ever-popular navy and gold. Breeches, regular clothes for regular guys.
The Simpsons, weeknights at 7 on Fox 5. This is the Dockers halftime. 100% cotton, wrinkle-free Dockers.
And welcome to the Dockers halftime. Along with Terry Bradshaw, I'm James Brown. As we took a look at the first half, Washington and San Francisco. Clearly, San Francisco leads the league in scoring. Washington having a tough time, but they've got to read on young Gus Frerotte now.
Yeah, the one thing about young quarterbacks is that you go in and you have a book on him after you see him play a little bit. You really shouldn't have to worry about having a read on Gus Frerotte. He's just a rookie. But the thing they're doing is they're dropping off in deep zones. They're rotating and they're doubling Ellard, taking Ellard out of the football game. And I guarantee you at halftime, look for the backside. Look for the other receivers to come in and run the deep ends. Ellard will not be there this game.
Well, Washington needs a read on San Francisco's quarterback, Steve Young. As a matter of fact, take a look at the big play from the first half.
Well, this was in a close formation. Inside guy went outside, picked the outside linebacker that had Brent Jones man for man. Jones makes the great reception. Darrell Green, I don't know what he was thinking. Just tackle him, get on his back, get him down to the ground. He misses him a real nice, easy touchdown for the 49ers.
Darrell Green had enough time to size him up, but went between his legs.
I know.
Couldn't believe that.
Well, I don't know why he didn't try to tackle him. He didn't try to tackle him, try to cut his legs out from under him, when in fact he should have just grabbed on, held on.
All right, San Francisco leading that one at the half, 17-3. Okay, down, make that in Minnesota. Hey, boy, what an ugly affair up until the last few minutes of the first half. The Vikings lead it by a touchdown. Warren Moon in stride.
Jake Reed, quick post. Once again, cornerback makes the tackle or attempt at it. Reed's off to the races, finally is brought down. That sets up a touchdown pass from Warren Moon. In this game, good defensive football game. We said on our pregame show that we had to have Everett going deep. He went deep to Quinn Early, missed him wide open. Look for that again.
Good defense indeed. As a matter of fact, Minnesota, the only team to get inside the 20. Obviously, they scored. New Orleans not yet to do that, trailing by a touchdown. Packers, boy, I tell you what, Scott Mitchell wearing contacts today, but he is having a rough game. His team trailing 24-7. The Cheeseheads are out, but boy, look at Scott Mitchell.
Well, Bryce Pop drops back. The thing he does best is he gets in open field. He's smart. There's 1 or 2 interceptions. Here comes Mitchell again. Play action, has his new contacts on. Feels the pressure, unloads down the middle. Wrong place. No, not that. Don't do it. Not against the kid. Leroy Butler, he's there. Last week, Mitchell with 3 interceptions. Already in this game, 2 interceptions. And then finally, KO.
2 interceptions indeed, 4 turnovers by Detroit, and Detroit is trailing 24-7. Other scores are passed along to you. Chicago's Steve Walsh started off hot, right now leading by a field goal in that contest against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Atlanta on top of San Diego, 7-3. Keep in mind, Stan Humphries is not starting at quarterback for San Diego. Indianapolis and Miami, a 4-point lead in favor of the Colts in that contest. And Pittsburgh and Houston, again, it's been the battle of field goals there, and they're all knotted at 6 apiece. We'll be back with some highlights you won't want to miss right here on the Doctor's Halftime.
The X-Files has become the most talked about show on television.
It's happening again, isn't it?
Tonight at 7, 6 Central, see how it all began.
Seal this up. Nobody sees or touches this.
You've got to protect me.
I think those kids have been abducted.
By who?
By what?
Don't miss a special presentation.
You believe in extraterrestrials?
Of the very first episode of The X-Files.
Mulder, is that you? Mulder?
Tonight at 7, 6 Central on Fox.
Hi, I'm Jim Lachey of the Washington Redskins. And this is my wife, Ann, our daughter, Paige, and our 2-month-old baby, Emily. For 20 years, my teammates on the Redskins have been showing you how we can build better communities through the United Way. Perhaps you remember some of them. Dave Butts played Santa Claus to ensure that disadvantaged youth had a Christmas and a chance to talk to Santa. The hugs and kisses were extra. Mark May showed us the Melwood Nursery, where often forgotten handicapped people are receiving help and working to give us beautiful flowers to make a more beautiful world. Darryl Green and his daughter Jarrell visited a school for contemporary education, helping special children with developmental problems. The love and special education that this program provides is seen in Darryl Green's smile. I'm proud to be part of this series. To remind you that the United Way in the National Capital Area is still the best way to give and to care. United Way, reaching those who need help, touching us all.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
And welcome back to Doctor's Halftime. During the past month, we've shown you the great plays, hits, and runs of the NFL. Well, now it's a new month, which means we get to do it all over again. Now, if you've been watching us, you know that the month started with crunch time. Some things never change. I mean, George Foreman is the heavyweight champion of the world. So without further ado, here are the month's best hits. It's crunch time. Boy, as Kenny Stabler used to say, those kind of hits will make you sleep on your side of the bed. We'll be back with more of Doctor's Halftime after this.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, weekdays at 5:30 on Fox 5.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song.
My mom, she's a maker. She makes milk cartons for kids who don't have cows close by. Well, she probably makes thousands of them because it's a lot of kids in the world. The cartons keep the milk fresh, and I like it when it's fresh, not spoiled. Well, spoiled milk tastes nasty. Fresh milk just tastes good. Woo!
It's the way we make you feel that makes people fly British Airways. The world's favorite airline.
You're worried about morning sickness, labor pains, and finishing the baby's room on time. But you've never once had to worry about health insurance. Thanks to Health Plus, you know your family is protected on birthdays and every day. Health Plus, the New York Life Company. Confidence in healthcare.